Welcome to Fireside Talks, the definitive podcast for you know what? I honestly don't fucking know anymore. We don't really have a subject plan that will encompass the whole podcast, but we have once again discussed a springboard to launch our stream of consciousness into being because we're both ADHD riddled fucksticks. And today we're starting the conversation with game genres we don't really like, but there are some games that tickles our fancies in just the right way.
Yeah, I can probably start this off. I am not generally speaking a fan of modern shooter games anymore. Like back in the day when there were, in my opinion, good things like Half Life or early Wolfenstein or, old good single player.
Let's be honest, some of the earlier Medal of Honor games,
Yeah, like
the innovators.
Yeah, basically things that either did new stuff or had good gameplay or narrative experiences. Particularly, I like narratively driven first-person shooters, and these days, I over the last maybe half decade at least.
It's been a bit longer than okay.
Well, yeah, but since 2015, there's only three new shooters I've liked, and in a sort of a first-person shooter kind of vein.
Yeah,
First being Black Mesa, which is basically Half-Life 1 all over again and a goddamn masterpiece. Secondarily, Doom 2016. And the third one is Doom Eternal. Now, multiplayer first-person shooters or multiplayer shooters in general, I've only had very sporadic affairs with, because for the most part I think they're absolute ass. I've had a little bit of fun back in the day playing like Call of Duty on my buddy's PlayStation, like me and him just teaming up against randoms on the internet back in the glory days.
I see the overwhelming problem being what is a Yahtzee call them again? Gray bag military shooters, gray brown military shooters, something like that. Basically, like the color palette is the same, the story is always the same.
It's a very like cookie cutter stories, very cookie cutter graphics. Everything is kind of stamped out in this particular mold, and nowadays the mold has a little weird tumor on it that is marked microtransactions.
Yeah, I mean there are exceptions.
Yeah, I mean,
But I feel like the problem really started around the launch of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Well, when it came to either shooters or with microtransactions.
No, the gray brown military shooters.
Ah, yeah.
Like that's when it really started to hit that formulaic stage. Like sure there were exceptions like Call of Duty 4 was really the first one that decided, you know what? Fuck the World War II shooters, we're going into the modern combat. And that was at the time fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, and also the tendency towards the grain brown stuff in that era was because it lent itself very well to the graphics of those systems, because you could make textures that at a cursory glance would look realistic
Yeah.
with that particular hardware. And the strive for realism in graphics has been pretty intense over particularly the last decade.
Oh yeah, I still remember like back in was it 2013 when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One dropped.
Yeah.
I still remember
God.
all the fucking hype. Oh, sorry, did I make you feel old?
Yeah.
When you realize that console is like 8 years old?
They feel like 2 years old.
But no, everybody, like, towards the end of the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, start of Xbox One, PlayStation 4 era, they were like, photorealistic graphics, look at these textures. Like, that was really the new thing. And now it's been done to death, so they're trying to find something else, I suppose. But, like, no.
Yeah, it's been way too much about graphics and way too little about gameplay. And that's one thing I really liked about the Half-Life series, because that was always a innovator in the gameplay department of things. I mean, Half-Life 2, particularly the first part of Half-Life 2, was very much so built around the capabilities of the physics engine that Valve developed, which seems, it seems like they're just showing off their new toy. But they did so in a cool, fun way.
But that has always been Valve's shtick, though.
Yeah.
It's always been like the, hey, let's try and push the limitations in one certain directions, and then, create a game around it. You got Half-Life 2 with the physics engine. You have the Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 with the whole, director AI thing and the Horde things. Now, of course, I'm fucking blanking on Valve titles. What? Portal? With the,
Yep.
slightly with the physics, but more, with the brain-bending puzzle aspect of it all.
Yeah.
It's always been Valve's thing.
Yeah. Dota and fucking Team Fortress with stealing other people's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And the salt?
Oh yes, they really managed to start a very good salt mine in both of those categories. Actually, I have a lot of very positive things to say about Team Fortress 2.
You mean Hack Fortress 2?
Yeah, well,
Let's be honest
okay,
here.
less positive things to say about Team Fortress 2. Never mind. Well, that doesn't lead me back to my point about multiplayer shooters, because I really haven't played a lot, and the last one I had, I would say, good experiences with was early PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which when it was new and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just because it was new and fresh, but also because at that point they hadn't ruined the game yet.
No, I mean, I never really played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, except that I think the one time me and you played when I was on my buddy's computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was honestly the only time I tried it, because I'm not a big fan of open world things or battle royale things.
You like being sort of on a rail, because
I wouldn't exactly say on a rail, but I'm more I'm more of the narrative driven, running down corridors being told a story type of gamer.
You don't build your own fun.
Yes, that is more me. There are exceptions, of course. For example, I love Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. I love South Park: The Stick of Truth, and I love Subnautica.
Minecraft. Did you ever get into that?
I got into it for a little bit, but it wasn't really my thing.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean, that does lead over to your point about South Park: The Stick of Truth, though.
Yeah. I mean, I love South Park: The Stick of Truth. Still remember, I think it was my 18th birthday. Invited my friend and his fiance over, and we were drinking beer and watching South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And we just decided, okay, you know what? I kind of want to check out Stick of Truth, and I see it on sale for $3. I'm like, I'm getting that.
Yeah, how the fuck do they squeeze that so far down?
I don't know, but all I know is I bought it, and I played with a friend of mine, and with my friend who is a massive Stick of Truth fan, and I fucking loved it. I think that is one of the few games where the second I finished the story, I started a new character.
Yeah, and again, it also has it does the RPG mechanics well, but decently well.
I mean, it's more of a satirical take on it in South Park fashion. Though.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Again, it's how the difficulty slider.
In Fracture But Whole is your skin color.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I honestly, Stick of Truth, it's like playing an interactive season of South Park.
Interactive seizure, I thought you were about to say.
No, but I've been a South Park fan since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I still remember how hyped I got when I heard the intro on the television. Oh my god.
Yeah, nah, my mom didn't want me watching South Park.
No, my grandparents weren't really that big fan of South Park. Never stopped me though.
Yeah, no, I got the point of South Park back then. My parents didn't. It's the whole, this political satire. It's discussing real world topics in a fun fashion.
And that is also one of the reasons, the animation style, sure, it's crude, but because it's crude and stop motion-y,
they can do things topical.
It takes a week to create an episode, if I remember correctly, and that is one of the reasons it's been, it's held itself so relevant, is through the whole creating episodes within a week, so they don't that's the big problem with other shows that try to do political commentary. It's like,
They do it
oh,
6 months later.
hey, how you doing, fellow kids? You remember that thing that was a gigantic news story like 3 months ago? Now we're gonna comment on it.
Yeah, now that nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, a week after the 2008 election, guess who's made an Obama episode?
Yeah, and like, I think it was like week after 9/11, they made like a, what was it? Osama bin Laden has farty pants?
I don't fucking remember, but...
Because it was like, I still remember, because I was watching like top 10 South Park episode things, and he talked about the episode as like number one, because of the fact that, like, this thing made you realize that it was okay to have solidarity, this thing made you realize that it was okay to be scared, and South Park reminded you that it was okay to laugh. They just basically made fun of Osama bin Laden because every time he walked, he farted.
Yeah, but yeah, it's true. People tend to focus too hard on the serious aspects of tragedy.
Yeah.
And personally, like, I've been called out for, shall we say, inappropriate humor a lot, or laughing at shit you shouldn't laugh at, right?
Yeah.
Because to me, laughing at the potential humorous aspects of like really terrible shit is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way for the human brain to cope with the tragic reality of the world around it.
I have a slightly different opinion on why I do it, but okay.
It's also because it's fun.
Yeah, no, I have like the opinion, like, okay, terrorist attacks. What is the main goal of terrorist attacks apart from mass death?
It's to inspire terror.
Exactly.
And by laughing at the whole thing,
It's
winning.
It's to inspire terror. Therefore, the name terrorist attack. It's to do an act so heinous that nobody could ever talk about it, laugh at it, make joke or anything like that. It's supposed to be revered.
Yeah.
You see the thing in like America with like every 9/11, they have like the names of the people who died scroll across the screen. They have like all news stations covering the tragedy that befell them and all that. Which, okay, fine, you're traumatized by it. I get it. But I'm of the opinion that if I can't make a joke about it, if I can't laugh at some aspects of it, the terrorists fucking win.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
I mean, shit, I have jokes about 22nd of July.
Ah, yeah. The second greatest tragedy in recent Norwegian history.
What was the first one?
We don't like talking about it, but it's the butter crisis of 2011.
Oh, God, the butter. That was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. Now you feel old.
Oh, man. This is making me uncomfortable.
But yeah, like laughing at really dark, tragic shit is the way to go. It reminds me of a friend of mine. I don't know if I should be airing her personal business, but like,
as long as you don't mention any name, it's not breaking any privacy laws.
True. And okay, so in short, when she was very young, her dad died, and she attempted to, for giggles, wake him up with an air horn, not knowing that he had passed away.
Fuck.
And when she told me that story, when me and her were getting to know one another, I just broke down laughing at just at the absurd funniness of it all. And I was the first person, I believe she said, to have that reaction. When she laughs at it too. I mean, at the time it was awful. Obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But these days she sees the dark humor in it, and me and her make air horn powered necromancy jokes at times. It's funny.
But of course, you got to read your audience, though.
Yeah.
Like, I have a friend who was at a party a couple of years back. Fuck, that is 6 years ago. That makes me very uncomfortable. But anyways.
This is the We're Old Now podcast episode.
Yes, we're old now.
Remember dial-up? I mean, hell, if you live in certain parts of the U.S., you remember yesterday?
But still though, like, he was at a party like 6 years ago. He was drugged and raped.
Yeah, that's not usually like a funny ha-ha thing.
No, but he makes jokes about it.
Yeah.
And if you make jokes about it around him, he laughs at it.
Yeah, good.
Because that's his coping mechanism. That does not mean you should go around making rape jokes around other rape victims.
No,
Read your
yeah, it
audience.
depends on the rape victim in question.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Depends on any sort of victim and any sort of,
and we know several, right? And we know some that don't like it being talked about within a 10-mile radius.
No, I know some people who are like just mentioning the word
Yeah,
makes them break down. And
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not going to make rape jokes around those people because that
Exactly.
is in bad taste.
And then on the other hand, we also know some that joke about it themselves to a pretty extreme degree at times.
Yeah.
Also, to your friend, tell him that combining, the whole rohypnol thing in humor, it is a very good thing to do. I mean, hell, it worked out for Cosby.
Haha.
Hey!
Haha.
You see, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Also, this is not getting monetized.
No, not at all. Which, by the way, is a perfect segue to mention that we now have a Patreon.
Oh, do we?
No, we don't.
Fuck, we need to do that.
I just love like these random little segments where I like sound like a stereotypical YouTuber just to piss you off.
Yeah. None of you are subscribed because nobody watches these videos.
Oh, that reminds me. 0% of our viewers, 0% of the people who view this are not subscribed. And we would love to keep it this way. So if you're watching this episode, please subscribe.
0% who view this are not what? Sorry, you just gave
100% of our viewers are subscribers. So if you're part of that 0% who are watching this and you are not subscribed, please subscribe so we can keep that statistic.
If you're part of the 0% of humanity that watches this. Anyway, you're giving me the same vibes as Kepora Gabora in Ocarina of Time. The fucking owl.
Yeah, I know who Kepora Gabora is.
Good theme music on that bird. Just kind of wish he'd twist his neck a little bit further so I don't have to go through a little fucking interaction with him.
Oh, man.
Anyway, where were we? Let's just rewind. Let's see. Kepora Gabora, rape jokes, 9/11.
South Park.
South Park.
Yes, let's go back to South. What is your top 3 favorite South Park episodes?
Top 3 favorite. I kind of like. It's very hard, but I'm gonna say that my favorite is the one where Kenny dies.
Oh wow, which one? Is it just a collective all of them?
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. I like seeing
How about
poor,
the one
I like seeing the poor suffer.
How about the one where he actually dies, like, for real?
Yeah, and he comes back later because he's cursed.
Yeah.
Poor boy. Anyway, favorite South Park episodes?
Because I already have my answers.
Oh, what?
Third favorite. Old people driving.
Old people can't get off the road.
The one where, like, the old people in the town get their licenses taken away, so they just do, like, a hostile military takeover of the town.
Dark things.
I still remember the first time I watched that episode. I was at a friend's cabin. That was fun. Yeah. And then it's second favorite, Night of the Living Homeless. That is a fucking great fucking episode.
Yeah, it was.
And number 1 is undisputedly Make Love Not Warcraft.
Yes, I think I gotta have to agree with Make Love Not Warcraft.
It is undisputedly the best fucking South Park episode.
Did you see the clip of the guy who cosplayed the World of Warcraft player at BlizzCon?
I did.
Yeah, no, that guy has major street cred.
Yeah.
Anyway,
how do you kill that which has no life?
We're just having too much fun at the expense of the Memorpager players.
Oh man, it's such a great episode though. Fantastic. And it's like, I love the authenticity that is lent to it by the fact that they actually cooperated with Blizzard.
And a lot of it was filmed in engine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, Blizzard back then had reason to exist.
Yeah.
And I stand with places that shall not be named, lest Winnie the Pooh turn up at night and wring my neck.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking hell, where was I gonna go with? Oh yeah, right, my favorite episodes. Yes. I don't have an indefinite ranking, but the Super Adventure Club is pretty up there. When they had pissed off the fucking Scientologists too much, and the voice actor for Chef was quitting, so So they just
They
killed
just
him.
killed him off in the most brutal
Oh,
fashion.
Yeah, chuck him down a cliff and he shits himself and is eaten by wolves.
Yeah, that is actually a good
He comes
episode.
back as a weird Darth Vader.
Oh man,
Yeah. Just
I
the last thing they do with him is turn him into a paedophile, feed him to wolves. I mean, that does send a message to the.
I also love the
Scientologists.
fact that all of Chef's voice line in that episode are like snippets of previous episodes.
Yeah.
Like none of his voice lines are recorded by the voice actor.
Yeah, I know. It's like the final up yours.
Yeah. That is a great episode, which also reminds me of Tom Cruise getting stuck in Stan's closet episode.
Tom Cruise is in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dad, Tom Cruise is in my closet. He won't get out.
Yeah, the starving Marvin thing.
Oh, starving Marvin. Jesus.
Yes.
And
I like it whenever they just take the piss out of religions that can't take a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like,
especially like Scientology has sued people over bad comments, haven't they?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, come at us, Scientologists. Okay, let me just make an actual statement about this.
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting religious.
No.
I respect, people's religious freedom as long as they don't shove it down other people's throats. What I don't appreciate is when people can't take either A, criticism, or B, a joke. Because any idea or set of ideas ought to be open to criticism, because if not, it's no longer a proper functioning society where you can openly discuss ideas. It's just a new form of tyranny. Basically, anything you can't question is something I will definitely be questioning. And furthermore, I really like joking about people who can't take a joke. Call me a troll or call me a gadfly.
You called yourself a gadfly, you asshole.
Yes, I have actually, as a descriptor. At any rate, I kind of like working these people into a frenzy in a sense by balancing out offensive, like, jokey trolliness, and also by being calm and logical when they're not.
Oh yeah, no.
Yes, that really
pisses them off.
Yeah, it like really rubs the insides of my thighs in a very nice fashion.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
But before you move on to your favorite episode, I just gotta mention Good Times with Weapons.
Yeah.
When they got the ninja star stuck in Butter's eyes and they take him to like this veterinarian or wherever.
Yeah.
Dressed up as a fucking dog. Oh, we gotta put him down.
Shit, what was that? With the fucking Russell Crowe going around the world beating people up?
I don't remember that episode.
I
gotta sit down and watch South Park again. It's been years.
Yeah.
I think actually the last time I watched South Park was like back in 2016 during the election when Mr. Garrison was running for president on the platform of fucking them all to death.
I mean, that does sound like a platform that would gain some traction.
Yeah.
We're
gonna fuck them all to death. Yeah. So great.
I love how some characters started out somewhat normal and just went off the rails as the show went on.
Mr. Garrison has never been normal. Do you remember Mr. Hat?
I was not claiming that was pertaining specifically to Mr. Garrison.
No character on South Park has started out normal. I defy you to
Stan.
He's friends with Cartman.
Kyle.
He's friends with Cartman.
Okay, just because it's not like...
Nobody is voluntarily friends with Cartman and is normal.
They're not voluntarily friends with him. They can't get him to leave. Also, you know the story about Cartman's mom?
What, the fact that she's a hermaphrodite or whatever?
No. The whole thing about her being based on one of the creators' exes.
No?
No, I do believe... I don't recall the story in precise detail because, memory issues, but I do believe... Yeah, one of the creators, I think it was Stone, had a girlfriend who cheated on him back in the day. So he just basically based the character on her and, had her be the town bike, if you will.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's see. Ongoing plot lines in South Park are very fun too. like Saddam and Satan.
Oh yeah. No, there are some like overarching plot elements from South Park that just I love the fact that they're a recurring gag, like the fucking mooing aliens. That is great.
Oh,
Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mecha Barbara Streisand.
yeah, that was an episode and a half. I can't get the Bob out of my head, motherfucker. No, fuck. What was the thing? There was a moment there where, oh yeah, the chili episode.
The Scott Tenorman chili.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili episode.
Oh, that was such a great episode.
Oh man, that is just Cartman is crazy.
Yeah, just let's talk about. Wasn't there a crossover with the Simpsons at one point? I know
Family Guy did a crossover with The Simpsons.
Yeah, well, I think it was just something a comic strip thing I read on the internet. That it was an interaction between Bart and Cartman. And it's like, oh, what? You were both naughty boys. What did you do? Oh, I sawed the head of a statue. What did you do? Oh, yeah, I killed the kid's parents and fed them to him. it's a
Cartman is just Jesus.
Yeah, the Cartman Nazi episodes.
We mustn't the Juden erhausen or something like that.
Yeah.
Just marching down the streets.
Yeah, and not.
No, you know what?
Really.
One of my favorite South Park moments.
Mm-hmm.
The bikers.
Yeah, it's
okay to be
gay
as long as you're not a fag.
Yeah.
And I just love it. You know, you got Mr. Garrison and Mr. Slave walking down the street. You just see like a building like fags get out.
Yeah. But as a guy who's done some guys over the years, I gotta say it's okay to be gay as long as you're not a fag.
So it's okay to be gay as long as you don't shove it down my throat.
Exactly. It's more that like. You know, who cares about your sexuality? Don't be a cunt.
I don't give a shit about your sexuality. How's your personality?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with how smart South Park has been with all the years.
Oh my god, I just remembered another episode. The Crips episode.
Refresh my memory.
Jimmy and Timmy are sick of the fact that they're being excluded by the other guys, so they're trying to find like some sort of friend group for cripples, and they hear about the Crips down in Detroit.
Yeah,
so they just go there and like, yeah, we're Crips too. We've been from birth. They just join the Crips.
I think that was pretty good. Plus the fact that early South Park only had a single black character named Token.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah. I love the way South Park can play with these tropes. Remember the fucking the thing about people shipping two characters, the two boys.
It was the fuck. Who was it?
I'm bad with names. Oh,
I think wasn't one of them the Tweak?
Yeah,
and the other
Tweak.
guy.
Yeah, and they just wound
Tweak
up.
and Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just wound up having like a well portrayed wholesome gay relationship.
Yeah.
And it's just South Park providing extremely positive gay representation in media.
Yeah.
The best, actually probably the single best instance of gay representation in American produced animated media of all time.
Yeah.
And it's fucking South Park.
Ugh.
Oh.
Everybody's just ragging on South Park, like, oh, it's so immature, it's only fart jokes and shit. Like, sure, yeah, you got Terrence and Phillip farting in each other's faces, and you got Tweak and Craig with the most wholesome, realistic homosexual relationship in animated history.
Yeah.
At least in American
animated history, yeah.
I don't know anything about,
anime.
When it comes to an anime.
Yeah, no. I think we can all conclude that people who watch anime might be gay. I just realized that we watched anime yesterday.
Yes, we did.
God fucking
damn. Fucking dumbass.
Oh no, I've doomed us all. The boat is sinking. Bail faster.
Yeah, no. Like, South Park has some great fucking moments, though.
Weird tangent. Donald Duck.
What?
Yeah, no, quack.
Where the fuck are you getting this from?
No, dude, that's not how you do a quacking noise. It's not a whack. It's a, more a quack to it.
I'm trying to ask you why.
Yeah, no, I just thought about, just started thinking about, like, animated shows and then, to comics, American-produced comics. It's a train of thought. It's a stream of consciousness.
Oh, are we going to get into Nazi Duck?
No. This is all just about, tangents. It's how you make a podcast, remember? Donald Duck, like early Donald Duck, has some really good shit. Like Carl Barks and Don Rosa made some really great adventure comics and stuff. Did you ever read The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck?
I read some of it.
Because that is one of my favorite, comic or just any kind of, story about someone building themselves up from zero. Yeah. Scrooge McDuck's character arc and everything throughout that entire tale. It's just such a great story. It's well written. It's well drawn. Everything about it is stellar. And I will praise it into the ground.
Yeah, but if we're gonna talk about cartoon or animated characters, Goofy, best animated dad ever.
He's actually pretty up there. I do remember seeing that the Goof Troop movie, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Where he the whole it's your life and I just want to be a part of it thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his son is growing older or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Goof Troop 2?
No, I didn't. I was never a big cartoons kind of guy. I just
Goofy got fired from his job, and he just realized that he's some sad, uneducated fuck. So he actually legitimately goes back to college to provide a better life for his kid.
Yeah, Goofy is a great character because
he's a good dad.
Yeah, like in the Goof Troop universe specifically, where he's portrayed as just a splendid guy.
Man, I don't want to watch the Goof Troop movie. Fuck.
Yeah, well, when it came to sort of animated stuff in my youth, I just primarily watched a few things on Cartoon Network. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, a little bit of Courage the Cowardly Dog, and that's pretty much it, really.
I was always more of a Disney man.
Some Johnny Bravo, too, actually, now I think about it.
Yeah, I was always more of a Disney man. Kim Possible, American Dragon, Jake Long. It was one where Mickey Mouse had a nightclub. They showed old school Disney cartoons there.
Old Disney cartoons were pretty good. I don't like modern Disney.
No.
I even as a child, I was like, this does not rub my gills the right way. This feels like The Boys rub my gills, not
No.
A good day to be a fish rub my gills.
No, but the problem for me is that they're moving away from the animated stuff and moving more towards live action shit.
Yeah.
And it's Recess.
I watched basically none of Disney's live action shit because I watched one episode and go yeah, comedy is dead. This has no intellectual value.
Fuck this.
Cartoon Network had some really great stuff to watch as we get. Well, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was just wonderful storytelling and just overall good. Courage the Cowardly Dog was also a fantastic horror series for children. And we returned the sad motherfucker. Then we got Johnny Bravo, which I think should still be aired in an unaltered state. People have been like, oh, Johnny Bravo must, a reboot of Johnny Bravo that respects women. No.
The whole point of the show is to show people that douchebags don't get women.
Yeah, the whole point of it is to show that these kinds of awful behaviors is just not compatible with human society. Nobody looks at Johnny Bravo and goes yeah, this guy with the haircut and the glasses, he's the winner. You're laughing at him, not with him.
Yeah. I also... No, that wasn't Cartoon Network. I remember Jetix.
Yeah, that...
Had a Sonic the Hedgehog animated series. That was fucking great.
Yeah.
Sonic XD, I think it was.
I don't fucking remember. I could probably we could probably visit that on a later episode after I've discussed it with this a Mexican girl I know that loves Sonic just way too much.
I mean, we could also watch it.
Uh, no, I don't want to.
Don't want to subjugate yourself to that.
No. At any rate, now I completely trailed off.
No, you did, huh? That edit fucked with your mind.
Yeah, like just the clap just erased my eyeball.
It's like a Thanos snap and just erased half your brain cells.
Yeah, like my train of thought didn't just as much derail as like that bit in The Day the Earth Stood Still with the truck disintegrating.
I was gonna say like Wile E. Coyote painted a tunnel on the wall and you went straight for it.
Yeah, just smacked into it.
Oh,
full force.
The Roadrunner, that was a good show.
That was a really good. Actually, that's the thing I watched. That was not fucking Disney. It was the Cartoon Network.
Old school Tom and Jerry.
Yes, that was also on Cartoon Network.
Old school Tom and Jerry
was the shit.
Was the shit.
It was.
I remember having like old school Tom and Jerry on VHS.
Yeah, and nowadays people are like, it's too violent.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, like, look at us. Do we seem like maladjusted individuals?
Yes.
Okay. Random people we know that aren't maladjusted that have seen the show.
Yes.
There we go.
No, it's... still reminds me of that fucking meme. Like, back in my days, we didn't need all this warning shit before movies because we weren't fucking stupid.
I mean, people have always been stupid.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, there's a reason those warnings came to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still remember stories like, my grandma told me a story, like, when my uncle was a kid, he went to watch, like, Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Like, the original movie from, like, I think it was, like, the 80s or something.
The 1800s, yeah.
Because it would be, like, the 80s, maybe early 90s, because, like, my uncle was born in, like, 79 or 80, so probably early 90s. And the second he and his friend got back, they went into the woods right by my grandparents' house and started setting up traps and shit. Yeah, they had like tire swings that just like if you snapped the twig, it came like swinging down and shit.
I mean, I'm all for like booby trapping the woods, but it isn't particularly conducive to a good neighborhood culture.
No, but you know, this was I guess kind of out on the countryside. Not really though. It was like 15 minutes with the car outside of town.
Which means that if someone falls in the traps, nobody's gonna find them.
Yeah. Fucking, you might as well be in, like, the Appalachian Mountains. Did you ever watch that film series, Wrong Turn?
I've seen a couple of Wrong Turn. Yeah, I think I just saw one.
Dude, we're talking Wrong Turn, not Wrong Hole, okay?
Haha. Yeah, I saw one of the Wrong Turn movies.
The one with Henry Rollins?
No, I don't know names. I just, two...
You don't know Henry Rollins? One of the most prolific punk singers of all time?
No, I don't, because I'm not a punk genre kind of guy, unlike you.
You should look up Henry Rollins. He's amazing.
I mean, the name is ringing a bell, but it's so faint and so far away that I'm not even sure it's a bell. At any rate, yeah, no, it was two inbred dudes in the woods setting traps, murdering random people who crash cars.
Yeah, that sounds like the Wrong Turn movies.
Yeah, there was some chick chained up in like barbed wire.
That would probably be Wrong Turn 1.
Yeah, like some weird backwoods incest dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Wrong Turn for you.
Yeah, Wrong Turn, yeah.
Dude, honestly, Wrong Turn is just torture porn.
Let's just
like it's shock horror, I guess, would be the best genre description for it.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't watch the rest of the series.
Yeah, no, but it's like it's shock horror in the same vein as Human Centipede or a Serbian film.
Yes, a Serbian film which used to be banned in Norway.
When did they lift that ban?
I don't remember. A classmate of mine played it in 8th grade, though. On a school trip. People were sitting around a hotel room just watching a Serbian film.
I remember getting drunk with some mates of mine, and they were like, "We're gonna watch the Serbian film tonight," and I'm just like, "I don't have enough beer."
That particular classmate of mine was a wild card, though. Once,
Uh,
just randomly at school, he was sitting just in a hallway. A bunch of people were sitting around him. I was curious. I walked over to see what was going on. I was just watching like amputee fisting porn in the hallway with an audience.
wow.
I think I told you a story about him. Remember I told you that wedding story? The jerk off motion thing?
I think so.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Wow.
This splendid dude. He's just kind of weird though.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
Yeah. At any rate, what is your favorite horror movie franchise?
Favorite horror movie franchise? Are we talking old school, modern, or both?
Both.
That's a good ass question. I'm honestly very torn between Friday the 13th, like the original movies of Friday the 13th, and Saw.
Okay, because I'm going to go an entirely different route with this. Final Destination.
That's fair.
Because other horror movies make you afraid of weird axe murderers in the woods, or some lunatic chaining you up in like a basement or whatever. Yeah, whilst Final Destination just makes you acutely aware that the universe is filled with things that can potentially kill you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You get afraid to do anything. Get up in the morning, that's slipping on something and breaking your neck on the bed frame. Staying in bed, something's gonna fall out of the ceiling.
That's fair. Like, Final Destination, not really my type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm more for the whole, especially with the, like, less so with Saw, more so with Friday the 13th, because one of the things I think Friday the 13th does really well that is very much so lacking in modern horror movies is the suspense.
Yeah, that's a good thing with Final Destination. It's a suspense-based thing. It's like, yeah, people are gonna die, but how and when? And then there's the setup.
Kind of, but you have like these setup shots where it's like, this is the next person to die. You see them arguing with someone, and all of a sudden you got a cutaway to like a nail gun falling down, and like things moving around, and you're like, yeah, they're probably gonna trip over that and get a nail gun to the fucking face. Like,
some of them
really isn't that suspenseful in a way.
But some of them are just real. Also just set you up to expect one thing and then something else happens, and sometimes it's just really out of the blue, like that the whole setup in the fucking theater in one of them, where she just instead I'm getting things mixed up. Anyway, that one person randomly getting hit by a sign.
That's fair. Like, for me, it's so, like, in modern horror movies, like, okay, no offense to Rob Zombie because he's an amazing film creator.
Yes.
But you got Rob Zombie's Halloween. Like, you just see Michael Myers staring at someone down the street with like his mask on and his knife on. It's like, yeah, they're probably gonna die. Michael Myers is the fucking the killer. In the original Friday the 13th, you don't really get the reveal of the killer until the very end. And I love that suspenseful, like, you have no idea who's killing these teens, you have no idea who's chasing them, you never see the monster. And for me, that psychological aspect of it is very cool.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Have you ever played a game called Dead by Daylight?
I have.
Yeah, okay.
That scared the piss out of me.
Have you seen Myers in action in Dead by Daylight?
I think I've seen clips of it, yeah.
Okay, so the thing with Myers in Dead by Daylight is that he doesn't have a backwards walking animation. It's just his forwards one. So, me and a dude I played the game with had way too much fun on one of the maps, the hospital map. Just me sitting there just watching him like moonwalk past doorways ominously. The thing is, with Michael Myers, though, there's some really interesting gameplay shit you can do with him. Like, one particular build kind of slows him the fuck down, but he can just see everyone through walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the jump scare Myers tactic.
Oh.
Where, he'll just be there around a corner, because he knows where you are.
You want to talk about psychological horror films?
Yep.
The Thing.
Yeah, that one was great.
That is a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, because it's all about uncertainty.
Yeah.
And, the greatest fear is what you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, or, the things you do know but can't do anything about in a reasonable fashion.
Yeah, and I also, like, dude, the practical effects of that movie?
Yep.
Jesus.
Those were fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
What else is there, like?
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, it's more of a satirical one.
Yeah.
And I like it.
We shouldn't be saying to people that it's satirical, though. It ruins the twist.
Yeah, that's true. Spoiler alert for Cabin in the Woods.
A great fucking thing. Watch it if you want to see someone get unicorn shish kebabbed.
Dude, it's such a great movie. And I also love the fact that, like, towards the end, there's actually a reference to Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Okay, can we just on the record here establish a promise? We watch 2 horror movies, one picked by me and one picked by you, and each of us pick whatever we think the opponent will have the most of a problem watching.
Okay.
All right. What's your choice?
I don't have a choice right off the bat.
I do.
Okay.
Are you still down for this?
Go for it.
You want the option to back out after I speak?
No.
Okay. Anaconda.
I hate you.
I thought you might.
Fucking hate you.
Yeah, I thought you might have. I'm sorry for having this idea in the first place.
God, you're... Oh yeah, for anyone wondering why I reacted the way I do, I have a fear of snakes. A crippling fear of snakes.
And Anaconda is a snake-based horror movie. Did you ever see Territory, I believe it's called?
No.
Nah, it's like some people get stuck, like a boat fucks up and they get stuck on like a tidal river island, and there's a giant fucking like fuck off alligator in the water.
Huh.
And like the water's like rising and they gotta get off this island, but if they get too close to the fucking water, the croc's gonna give them a little chomp on their leggies.
You know what? I think I know which movie I want to choose for you.
What?
Lights Out.
Is this because I used to be scared of the dark as a kid?
I didn't remember that you were scared of the dark, but okay.
Yeah, no.
I choose that because that is actually, like, out of all the horror movies I've ever watched, and I've watched quite a few, that is legitimately the only horror movie that I have had problems sitting through.
Yeah, I guess we have an accord, as they say. We should probably discuss the timing of that later down the line, and like we could probably do that within this week, and then
yeah, I mean, I'm staying over for a couple more days.
Yeah, we can update the customers on the next podcast episode.
Yeah. Man, you know what's... I just remembered something, because like when I was a kid, I would often like catch snippets of movies.
Yeah.
And I would like, and then, 10, 20 years later, I remember the scene, and that it bothers me that I can't figure out which movie it's from.
Yep.
I figured out what scene I was thinking about recently.
Oh?
Because there was, when I was like 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah.
I just remember this one scene where like this police officer shows up to a burnt down shack, and he just kneels down to like examine a fucking mutilated body. And then somebody like walks up behind him, screams and chops him with an axe. It's from Wrong Turn 1. It's the mid-credit scene from Wrong Turn 1.
Well, I mean, good on you.
Yeah.
But did you ever see...
And the only reason I figured it out, James A. Janice, Dead Meat. Have you never watched The Kill Count?
Oh yeah, The Kill Count?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What?
Well,
Oh, we gotta rectify that.
Nah, for a second I got my brain mixed up because I was thinking about the Headshots compilation on YouTube that got taken down a while back. Oh, that's a shame though. Yeah, the 100, what was it, 100 headshots in 100 seconds?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, fucking hell, did you ever watch Ghost Ship?
Don't think so.
Oh, well, it's a horror movie on a boat. Actually, speaking of boats, horror movies, and do you like horror games?
Not opposed to them.
What's your favorite?
Evil Within, probably.
I guess that's a fair choice. Because I played an acceptable amount, and the whole conversation reminded me of Monster.
Ah,
Yeah, you've played it?
I watched Edberg play.
Yeah. So for those not in the know, it's a kind of like a combination horror and puzzle escape game, set on a randomly generated ship where there's something after you basically, and you gotta put together a way to get off the fucking boat.
I think you forced me to play it.
I think I might have. Yeah, I do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I force people to play things that upsets them, or watch movies that are very upsetting.
Yeah, like when your ex-fiance forced you to watch the Death Note live action.
No, with one of my ex girlfriends, I made her watch The Mist with me, and in
That is a
return,
great fucking movie.
oh yeah, I never stopped laughing at the end of that movie.
Oh,
It's so funny.
what?
It's so goddamn funny.
No,
Yeah,
it's tragic.
And it's so funny. Just he shoots all of his friends at his child, and it turns out to be extremely futile. Just
I
moments
swear to
after.
God.
But me,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
me, my girlfriend, and my best friend who watched that with me all had a good laugh at that scene. So,
And I thought I was psychologically damaged. Holy fuck.
at any rate, fun movie. So yeah, this is the whole spider thing in that, and she had a phobia of spiders. She was not happy with me for making her watch the movie, basically, and in return, she would get to pick 5 movies to force me through. Fortunately, we kind of broke up before she got further than 2 down the list, making me watch the Fred movie, if anyone remember the whole Fred thing on YouTube.
God.
Which was probably one of my least pleasant movie experiences of all time.
Understandable.
Very, very upsetting. It's got John Cena in it, which was
But dude, don't be
strange.
upsetty. Just eat some spaghetti.
Yeah. And the other one being live action, the live action Bleach movie for.
That's what it was. It was the
Yeah.
Bleach movie. Why the fuck was I thinking the Death Note movie?
Because live action anime movies just kind of they're all the same, i.e. shit. Oh yeah, no, it also forced me to watch the live action Full Metal Alchemist movie.
Ah,
Yeah, just
you want to talk shitty live action anime movies?
yeah.
The Dragon Ball one.
Yeah, no, that's the
If you have-
archetypal example.
If you've had the fortune of not watching that movie yet, fucking don't.
Never. It's a terrible movie.
Ugh.
I have suppressed any and all memory of it.
Unfortunately, I haven't because
I just remember.
Cinema Wins did a video on it.
Yeah, there's.
I think, wasn't it Cinema Wins?
Sins. Definitely sins.
Probably. Like one of them. Like, sure, they're different channels, they do different things, but if for some reason they're kind of like melting together in my
Yeah.
brain.
I don't think there's a lot of wins to harvest on that one.
No, probably not.
People have apologized for it. Anyway, yeah. There's some really good horror movies out there, and when it comes to horror games, it's also kind of Yahtzee, Crowshot, divided into 3 kind of categories, where it's like, man in scary mask jumps out of closet, goes a boogie woogie woo. Jump scares, basically.
Yeah,
Then
the cheapest form of horror.
yeah, and then there's a man in a scary mask standing on the other side of brightly lit room, walks over to you with violin music playing and slaps you in the face with a T-bone steak. That would be your dead space. And then there's the one where, the man in the scary mask is standing right behind you, and he might go a bloogie woogie woo at any point, and you're afraid to turn out in case he does. And that's the most effective kind of horror.
Yeah, like, people really seem to misunderstand the concept of that, though, because it's like, jump scares are scary for like a second because they startle you. I'm more fan of the psychological slow burn horror.
Yeah. Amnesia.
Or, I mean, I guess that would more accurately be described as terror.
Yeah, also, it won't be effective if you completely take agency out of the player's hands. Because while it's a game, for the horror to be effective, you need to be able to have an effect on the situation so
Mm.
that there can be a nervousness about your actions being the incorrect actions and leading to the man in the scary mask going a bloogie woogie woo at you. Speaking of which, what time is it? We might want to keep an eye on that timer so we don't record a 3-hour episode.
Wow, we're closing in on an hour actually.
Oh, aren't we special?
Wow, okay. That went by real quick.
Yeah, that's because I'm so fascinating. You know?
No.
Okay, well,
It's
thanks
been-
for just cutting me off with your harsh denial.
Listen, you're a cunt to me in real life. I'm a cunt to you on the podcast. It works out in the end.
Yeah, I guess it balances the scales.
Yeah, although I should probably turn down the cuntiness a little bit for the next few episodes, so people don't get the wrong impression that I'm the cunty one.
Oh, the horror.
Yeah.
Nah, the real life situation is that, yeah, he is the cunty one.
Excuse you?
He treats me terribly. He beats me when nobody's watching. Oh yeah, now it sounds like we're in a relationship. God, that is horror.
Oh, that usually reminds me of the fucking conversation we had with your friend yesterday.
Oh God, no.
When we just started arguing, and she's like, "Are you guys a couple?" No, no.
Yeah, and after that we had pizza. She sent me a message earlier today, and you might have to edit this out because it's a bit graphic.
All right. Listen, you're the cunty one. I have witnesses.
I have witnesses to me being a nice boy who haven't done harm to a fly.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Of course. I can.
I have paid absolutely none of them.
Bullshit.
I pay you.
Just gonna edit that out.
I buy your food.
Fuck you! I buy my own food. Listen. You just deciding to buy pizza for my arrival so we can have fun and watch anime is not paying for my food. It's being a nice person for some fucking reason.
Oh, why don't you buy me dinner?
All right, now you just. Are you?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the feminine one, aren't I?
You are the feminine one.
I'm not. Oh God, no.
Hmm.
That's such an interesting question. What is the most feminine, not feminine guy you know? Aside from me.
I'm not going to name any names on the podcast, so we're not going to get into that topic.
Yeah.
What we are going to get into is the end segment, because we're almost at an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And these episodes tend to be about an hour long.
Yeah, consistency is key, as they say.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, you want to take it away?
Right, so we started talking about games, and we quickly spiraled into South Park, then a lot of things that we shouldn't be talking about. And,
Especially publicly on the internet.
yeah, but thank fuck that we're not putting our names out there. Just turned out to be the best anonymous podcast hosts of all time. Anyway, yeah, and at the end here we talked about horror. What an interesting time we had.
Yeah, this is what happens when ADHD just takes over.
Yeah, just good conversation with good people. Love us. We really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had parents.
You do!
Yeah. Come on. Dude, I'm trying to harvest likes here. Like pity likes and pity subscribes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go a whole different direction. But if that's what you want, you should leave with my situation. I wish I had parents that loved each other.
I wish that my father hadn't been so cold and distant while I grew up.
Do you want to actually take it away, or
Yes.
are you just gonna sit there and
just look dopey, right? Well, it's been a fun ride, ladies and gentlemen, and various others. Do catch the next episode when we will update you on him crying about snakes and me being fascinated by whatever horror movie he shows me.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah, well, I will take that to heart. and make you watch.
You know I
the
have
sequels.
audiophobia, you asshole.
Yeah, I know. That's why I picked that horror movie, because it will horrify you.
I swear to God, I will contact your ex-girlfriend to figure out what you're actually afraid of, and I will put on a horror movie.
I will tell you after this is over. Anyway, yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next episode.
Which releases in a week, by the way. This is probably something we've never mentioned before, but we're releasing these once a week at the same time.
Yeah, speaking of consistency, so just check in.
Yeah, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss an upload, and give us some likes. Help us hit the YouTube algorithm, because we actually kind of need it.
Yeah, maybe we should do a YouTube stream so they can super chat. Our one fan can give us $2.50 to buy some gum.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Give us all your money, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.